Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now March 12th of 2021, and ever since the very end of The Mandalorian Season 2 and the Gina Carano firing situation, a lot of fans around the world have been very skeptical about the future of Star Wars by Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Disney Star Wars is that yes, we do know that they are working on shows like Andor, Ahsoka, Kenobi, Mandalorian Season 3, and a whole lot more to come as well on Disney+. Now, the thing is about all of this is that we have seen the monstrosity of the High Republic era. You know, it is pretty much an absolute mess right now. A lot of fans do not like exactly what Lucasfilm is doing with the High Republic, given that it also is a lot of residual projects by Kathleen Kennedy when she had full creative control prior to 2020 that carried on over. When we go ahead and take a deeper look into Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy, we've talked about this before. She's nothing but a force of destruction. She does not care about the franchise. This is a person that even denied or even refused to even acknowledge that Star Wars Legends exists. She's the one who said that there is no source material prior to when Disney took over Lucasfilm. And this tells us a lot about Kathleen Kennedy. This tells us that she's trying to write a narrative as if, you know, George Lucas's vision does not even exist, or what he approved back in the 90s and the 2000s does not exist. And that's her overall goal right now. That is her actual aim. Now, beyond all of this, we do know that Kathleen Kennedy has a big mission, and that all has to do with the Acolyte series. By the way, this is the one show that she has creative control over. Keep in mind, creative control over. The one show, which by the way, she's going to depart in June, where she's going to be more, of course, affiliated with business-related, decisions to Lucasfilm. Now, on top of all of this, now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are focused on their new Star Wars universe, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are primarily invested in their new Star Wars projects such as Ahsoka, Mandalorian, and even Star Wars Kenobi to a degree. However, since the firing of Gina Carano, Kathleen Kennedy behind the scenes has been making major changes to her Acolyte TV show before she is set to leave, having creative control over the series this June. Now, though Kennedy will still run the show on a business scale, on a creative scale during filming, Kennedy will be absent, alright? However, in a recent interview when Kathleen Kennedy was questioned about the Star Wars fandom and writer Leslie Headland, Kathleen Kennedy went on to state that she believes that the fandom is way too overly demanding and that the fans don't really know what they want, which is why they leave it up to the creators, and that a majority of the backlash is just a minority. Kennedy goes on to state that she is very excited about what Leslie Headland is about to do with the Acolyte series, and that it is her best opportunity to represent women in the Star Wars universe, and that she is very excited to bring in some key characters from the High Republic era into the Acolyte series. This is where it gets a little crazy. When questioned about Geode, the Rock, and if he will be in Star Wars The Acolyte, Kathleen Kennedy teased by saying the fans can be very surprised about what High Republic characters they are about to see. Let me just stop right here for a second. Geode, the worst character of all time. It's as if Lucasfilm, or whoever created this character, copied the monolith from 2001. Now, of course, apart from this, alright, and that she loves the design of Geode from the High Republic and feels that the designers did an excellent job, Kathleen Kennedy also unveils that in her mind, the fans that say Star Wars was ruined by any writer's creation is just a loud minority, and that it is something that the writers tend to ignore. So let me just stop right here for a second. Kathleen Kennedy, from what it sounds, is that Geode the Rock is going to be in the Acolyte series. Now, she likes the design of Geode, and it really makes me laugh, because when you look at the character of Geode, it's nothing more than a boulder. You know, I think that they were going to see this meme start running around before it really catches on. If you guys go ahead and watch The Last Jedi, when Rey's training with her lightsaber and cuts that rock in half, I think a lot of fans are going to express their anger toward that character's creation using that little clip of footage of Rey slicing that rock. But anyways, I digress. The thing about all of this, though, is that Kathleen Kennedy always tends to revert to saying that the fans are a minority when it comes to the fans that are the ones who created the backlash, right? The ones that are voicing their opinions. We are still considered the minority. The fans that are very upset with what happened with the sequel trilogy are still a minority in Kathleen Kennedy's eyes. I don't understand. I don't know how anybody can be so out of touch with reality to where you can't even realize exactly, what's going on. If you guys want my real 2 cents, she knows what's going on. She's just saying what she wants the fans, the other fans, I should say, to hear. The fans that support Kathleen Kennedy. I think that she knows exactly, what the majority of the Star Wars fans believe. Now, on top of this, Geo the Rock, the fact that this High Republic character has been given a lot of thought by Kathleen Kennedy, it just shows that she is so very uncreative. She doesn't know what she's doing. I want to go over to Leslie Headland now. Now, Kathleen Kennedy was able to unveil that Leslie plans to begin filming this summer. That pretty much brings them on track for that 2022 slot, as long as there's no other creative differences between herself and Leslie, which there has been, by the way, believe it or not. Big surprise, I know, but there has been. Now, the thing about Kathleen Kennedy as well that I think is very important that a lot of fans need to know right now is the fact that she always seems to blame the fans. She always blames the fans, when it comes to how we are supposedly, quote-unquote, the ones that put pressure on the writers, like Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams and all these big guys, right? No, that's not the case. I mean, we've even seen Rian Johnson stated before in the past that he doesn't like to listen to the fans. He likes to filter that out and just focus on his own thing. And I think that's exactly why The Last Jedi felt so disjointed and felt so out of place and out of touch with Star Wars, is because he basically put himself in a room, 4 corners, didn't listen to the fans at all, and just did his own thing out of his straight mind. And that's exactly why The Last Jedi did not work. Not only was it way too, original to the point where it just doesn't make sense with the Star Wars world, it was actually just poor writing, generally speaking. And that's just my opinion. If you guys like The Last Jedi, hey, that's fine. We're all human. We have opinions. I get it. But Kathleen Kennedy is a person that does not respect a person's opinion, or goes to show us that doesn't necessarily want another person's opinion to actually count. Hence, things like there's no source material, or hence the backlash is a minority and not a majority. It is a majority. It really is. And if it's not a majority, to a lot of people out there, think of it this way. The hardcore fans are the ones that are very upset, and it's the hardcore fans that really make Star Wars successful. We're talking about the guys that buy the merchandise, the guys and girls that buy the merchandise, that see the movies multiple times, that pay for Disney Plus's streaming service no matter what. But now that we're in this strange, phase right now, it's going to be very gloomy in the next couple of months as to exactly where Star Wars is going. So, like I've said before in the past, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know about all this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.